To Life Sciences in Black and White with me, SJ Lowney. Today we'll be discussing the menstrual cycle. Then from the graph we can see the menstrual cycle starts on day 0 and ends on day 28. Then we know that ovulation occurs at midway of the cycle, so which means ovulation will occur on day 14. So take note of when the cycle actually ends to know your ovulation day. So we'll be looking at how these hormones influence the ovaries and the endometrium. So the hormones are secreted by the pituitary gland, and some are also secreted by structures in the ovaries. Then we'll be looking at their effect in terms of the ovaries and the endometrium. So let's start. The pituitary gland will secrete FSH, which is a hormone that stimulates the development of follicles, which means our follicle will change from primary follicle to secondary follicle of the graphene follicle. Then, as it increases its size, it starts to secrete estrogen. So the level of estrogen can also be an indicator of the health of the follicle, because if the follicle is developing properly, that means the levels of estrogen must increase. Then estrogen will start to prepare the endometrium. As you can see, from day 0 to 7 it was menstruation. As you can see, the endometrium was breaking down. So as the level of estrogen increases, the endometrium starts to fill up with blood. Then it is this level of estrogen which will cause a positive feedback on the pituitary gland, causing it to release luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone, or LH, has two functions. One, it will stimulate the graphene follicle to burst and release the haploid ovum. And also it will convert the remains of the graphene follicle into the corpus luteum. Then the corpus luteum is the one that will secrete progesterone. And then this point here represents the point where progesterone takes over the function of estrogen and then now continues to maintain the endometrium by filling it up with blood. Then we can also use this graph as a way to find out whether a female has gone through fertilization or not. If we look at the last part of the cycle, after day 28, we can see the level of FSH is starting to increase. So that means a new follicle is developing, so therefore fertilization did not occur because she needs a new follicle. Another sign is that the size of the corpus luteum is actually decreasing, so the corpus luteum is degenerating, which also shows that fertilization did not occur. The level of progesterone as well is also decreasing, which also shows that the fertilization did not occur. That's why when you do a home pregnancy test, you'll be testing for the levels of progesterone. And if the levels of progesterone are low, it simply means that the female is not pregnant and fertilization did not take place. Then there's a relationship between progesterone and FSH. What we know is when the levels of progesterone are high, the progesterone will inhibit the secretion of FSH from the pituitary gland to ensure that no new follicles develop. So this is very important for when a female is pregnant, so which means in order to avoid multiple pregnancies, so the progesterone levels will remain high so that no new follicles develop as the pituitary gland is inhibited from secreting any FSH. That is why some contraceptive pills have progesterone in them, so that they can prevent the development of follicles, and then the female will be infertile for a period of time.